Before we fly on, my angels, here's a disclaimer. This story is recommended for those 14 and older. It contains mild profanity and mature subject matter. Please keep in mind that I am not supportive of any political or religious ideologies. This is a fictionalized portrayal of what I've experienced, and I wish for it to be treated as a form of entertainment. Viewer/listener discretion is advised. With that being said, please sit back and enjoy. Lord Nicholina, Rising Angel. Chapter 1. Road to Lockdown. The dawn of a new season approaches as the calendar flips to March. Soon there will be blooming flowers with petals spinning, and the return of migrated birds whose 2 wings each keep the turbulent wind at bay. However, at PDHS, a feeling of unease ripples through the crimson brick walls like steady raindrops on a river. Nicholina senses it, but figures it could be just your neurotypical student banter. Yet a disturbing pattern is about to reveal itself, one that only the devil himself could paint on the streets in his own blood. It's 7:15 in the morning. On my night table, my phone buzzes. That's my alarm, giving off a slow, space dance-like tune. I reach my right hand out and hit the circular button to halt it. Barely moving, my start car comforters. I slowly roll out of bed. I stand up, stumbling slightly before thrusting open my thick, sky blue curtains to reveal a just as bright sunny day before my eyes. I close my eyes and turn away. I think about snatching my school cap off the top post, but I'll wait until I'm on my way to school. It is expected to be much warmer today, but no higher than 21 Celsius. I pop on my usual t-shirt and track pants combo of clothes before heading down to the living room. As I pull on my socks, I scroll through my Instagram profile. Last week, the PDHS hockey teams killed it at regionals in Owen Sound. Undefeated. Tight championship games. 3-2 for the boys, 1-0 for the girls. To think, this has never happened in the school's history. Both hockey teams advancing to provincials.
Looking at the photos, I feel so proud of them. The boys almost made it in my first year. So seeing those who made the choice to do a victory lap like myself is a certain makeup for that. And the girls? So good for so long, and finally getting over that hurdle. 5 straight county finals. And that championship is getting them all the way too. All that in my time at the school. I wonder how they'll be when I depart this year. Riley and Kira especially. Because they've been superstars all year.
You'll be watching over more than them soon. A sudden voice pops up in my head. I jump at the sound of it, falling onto my back on my covers, and my head just barely missing the base of the top bunk. I also just barely hold on to my phone. What the hell? I whisper to myself as I spring back up. Am I dreaming? My brain certainly is not fully awake yet. Maybe it's just that, and I'm stuck in the dream I had about the teams last night. Whatever the case, I put my phone in my pocket and leave my room with a proud smile on my face. I wave to the goldfish we have in our large tank by the stairwell. I peek around the corner and see Mom with her routine cup of morning coffee in hand.
"Morning, Mom," I call out before proceeding. She doesn't respond. That's odd. I stroll into the living room and plop on the couch. "Mom?" I glance at her face. There's tears in her eyes. Unmistakable. "What's wrong?" I ask. I'm feeling my heart sink. "Get your breakfast, honey. Then we'll talk," she snaps, briefly looking up at me. I'm shocked. Usually she never snaps at me. But I can only nod and head over to the cabinet to get myself a bowl. I slowly proceed to the pantry and get my favorite frosted cereal. I don't want Mom snapping at me a second time for being too loud. I get my cereal ready, then return to the living room. I sit down and silently start to eat. I don't try to look at Mom. I don't want to push her.
Honey, I need you to listen closely. She speaks up, trying her best not to whimper. I perk up while swallowing. Yes? Al passed away last night. Callie's still fighting in the hospital, so until further notice, I'll be working from home. Damn it, I curse under my breath. I know, Mom replies somberly. His eyes and brain got so swollen to the point that he had to be put on life support. What? I yelp before taking another bite of my cereal. How could I not know that? I can only guess. It was worse than the doctors initially thought. I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier.
It's okay. I look down at my bowl. I just hope Callie can pull through. Me too. They say she's doing a lot better, but her memory is fuzzy and she's hallucinating a lot. I shiver at this. I can recall Mr. Ingalls having hallucinations while he was ill. This must be worse, though. No less, after a few minutes, I finish my cereal. Delicious, by the way. Never gets old, even on a sunny day like this. I get ready for school, but with every step, every word of what Mom said weighs my feet down a little more. I slowly put on my red sweater I grabbed from my room. Little more slow as I put on my cap. Even slower as I put on my boots, almost falling over. At my slowest, I pull on my backpack.
It's okay, Nicholina. Al's at my right hand now. There's that voice again. I stumble back, slip, and fall to the wood floor just inches from the corner of the wall. Thankfully, I land on my backpack. Mom looks over in shock while slipping on her own jacket. Honey! Are you okay? I get on one knee and stand up slowly. I'm a little sore from the impact, but I'm far from broken. I'm good, Mom. Thank goodness I have my backpack on. You sure? What happened? I spooked myself. I spooked myself, that's all. I lie before walking towards the door. Okay. I hope what I said earlier didn't scare you too badly, she says as she opens the door. It certainly did. But now that's the least of my concerns. Where the hell is that voice coming from? Am I somehow sick and didn't notice? No less. Mom and I make our way to the car. We back out and make our way to the school.
I distract myself with my karting game on the ride. I don't have much to do at school today. This is what happens when you're way ahead of the class. Maybe I'll make a t-shirt in Comtech, which I've done before on countless occasions. Heck, I'm even wearing one I made a couple years back today. Its look is a reference to a rapper origin movie released around 5 years ago. We screeched to a halt by the traffic lights by the hardware store just feet from the school. This catches me by surprise, and my phone slips from my hands and onto my lap. Sorry, honey, Mom comments in a regrettable tone. It's okay, Mom, I reply before looking up and seeing what caused her to stop.
A man has fallen in the middle of the crosswalk. He's around Mom's age. I hop out of the car to see if I can help. Mom tries to tell me off, but I close the door before she can speak. She remains frozen inside the car. Sir? Sir? Sir, are you okay? I call to the man. He doesn't respond. I turn him up. My God, he's as pale as a ghost. His eyes are also very swollen. Purple, no less. I check for a pulse. There is one, but faint.
Nicholina, have him run wait for him.
The voice from earlier speaks in my head. I look around, but see no one else besides the man, my mom, and various other cars stop. I have no choice, though. I can't let this man suffer the same fate as Al.
Then I remember I had CPR training in my gym class last semester. Mr. Crosby praised me for my urgency, but told me to slow down the compressions I did.
There's no time to wait. Go for it.
Tears well up in my eyes. I hesitate, but I start the compressions. Each one feels more quick than the last. My heart is racing as fast as Mom's breaking. A worker from the adjacent retirement home I see runs out with a defibrillator. She must have seen the whole thing unfold. She's around the age of my oldest cousin. She arrives and unboxes the device. I keep compressing the man's chest. I hope it's working. I really hope so. You're doing good, sweetie. Just keep at it, she says to me with an encouraging look on her face despite the drama. I can only nod. The adrenaline is keeping me on edge.
I stop compressing and open the man's mouth. His tongue is thankfully not covering the opening to the esophagus. I put 2 quick breaths in and check his pulse. It is somehow much faster than expected. This is working out better than I thought. The worker and I unbutton his blue dress shirt. We place the 2 pads of the defibrillator on either side of his bare chest. Then, we take a step back. Clear! The worker shouts as the device charges up. The shock is placed. The man groans like a snoring dog. He soon opens his eyes. The swelling around his eyes somehow dying down significantly. No way. No way, I say to myself. Where am I? The man manages to get out. You're okay now, sir, the worker reassures him. We have medics on the way now. With the Willet basically a stone throw away, it doesn't take long for them to arrive. I think he may have to go to Brantford from here, though. It can handle serious cases that the Willet can't.
As the paramedics arrive, the worker puts her hand on my back. They and I can handle him from here. You did a wonderful job. Thanks. You did too, I stutter. My adrenaline is starting to come down as I see Mom frantically waving from the car. Looks like school is calling you, dear. Good luck. Thank you, ma'am. I respond before heading back to the car. I walk back and open the passenger side door. Mom is beside herself. Honey, I can't believe you would do that! Tears are welling in her eyes as she says this. Mom? Al would have loved to see that. She nods and points to my stuff. I'll let you walk from here. I don't hesitate for a second. I snatch my backpack and my phone out of the front seat. Thank you, Mom. Have a great day, I say, still feeling a tiny bit of adrenaline. You too, sweetie. Love you, Mom blurts out through her tears. I step onto the crosswalk as Mom turns around in the hardware store parking lot and drives home. The paramedics and retirement home worker load the man onto the stretcher and are wheeling him into an ambulance as I stroll across the crosswalk. I give one last glance towards him. I barely catch it, but it looks like the swelling around his eyes is gone. Was it the shock of the defibrillator? Was it how hard I did those compressions? More of these questions swirl around my head as I enter the school through my usual spot. I check my phone. Damn, it's 8:30, but still enough time to get ready for my classes.
As I walk towards my locker, I see my fellow classmates chatting amongst themselves. Their tone. My God, if I haven't heard it before. Typical slander about teachers, I'd reckon. But right as I get to my locker, I overhear something that catches my attention. 2 weeks off? That's a treat. Shame I won't be able to see you, a male student says. Hey, at least we won't have to deal with quivers, his friend replies sarcastically. Disgusting. As if Mr. Quivers ever incited them. He's a wonderful teacher. I think about talking them down to prove my point. But it's not worth it. Just let them have their say, I suppose. Plus, reputation.
But 2 weeks off? March break is coming up, and usually it's 1 week. Was there some sort of change the school board made on the fly? 'Cause I did hear a lot of the students have been achieving honor roll level grades. So maybe extra vacation time? I should ask Mr. Ingalls. He has been back since last week. Thank goodness he recovered. Maybe he would know. I reach the classroom with just 5 minutes to spare before the first bell. Ingalls stands at the door, looking slightly anxious.
Ah, Nicholina! He calls out to me. I jump at the sound of his voice. I wasn't expecting him to be there. Oh, hi, Mr. Ingalls. How's it going? Not the best, but you being here makes it all the more better, he replies, twiddling his fingers. It looks like you may be the only one in class today. I look around the room, and to even more shock, I see none of my classmates there. Just me? I ask. But there would be at least 5 or 6 of us here by now. Ingalls nods and answers. I heard almost everyone in the class is sick or has some sort of family emergency. He must be lying. This shouldn't happen. Never in a blue moon have I been the only one attending my class.
My God. I just hope everyone's alright. I hope so too, he says back. Well, considering that, why don't you spend this class helping me make shirts for the rugby team since you have everything done? I nod and giggle in reply. I can never pass up the chance. Very well. Once the announcements are done, we can get started. I head over to my desk in the classroom area and set my stuff down. Moments later, after O Canada and the morning announcements, I head over to the room that's to the left of the green screen room. The shirts are piled to the left of the shirt press, with the vinyl, its printing machine, and Ingalls' laptop on the desk across from them.
Ingalls comes in moments later and logs into his laptop. The design he opens up is quite vintage. It looks like a mid to late 80s design. A college font P in red with a Black Panther claw. Something my mother would wear during her high school days. It's going to require a few layers. Mr. Ingalls explains that the red would be put on first, followed by the black, and then the white nails. I don't do layered prints that often, but there is one I did make for the vice principal for her son's hockey team back in grade 10. It's one of my all-time favorites. I pull out the red vinyl and insert a large portion of it into the printing machine. We need to have 35 of each part printed, but we can only do 10 during a single print. I have to line it up to make sure the print is exactly how they want it. And knowing me, even the littlest tilt could have big consequences.
This time, I don't have to adjust anything. The vinyl is straight, and I give Ingalls the thumbs up to print. I watch the vinyl printer work its magic. The little pen shaped like a sharp pen tracing those P's. It's beautiful how this is different from a regular printer. When it finishes the first 10, I pull the vinyl forward and cut off the portion with them on it with a pair of my own scissors. Once that's done, we continue this cycle. The black and white vinyl we don't use much of, since those portions are of course not as big as the P's. But they will be slightly more tricky to put on. It takes around half an hour to get this printing done. I must say, out of all the shirts I've made in this class, this will certainly take a little longer than usual. More than likely a few days at least.
I pull the first shirt over the placement plate. I also peel the first P from the red vinyl sheet. It feels super satisfying to do, but I also make sure no details are lost. Ingalls hands me a Teflon sheet, and I carefully align the P in the middle of the shirt. I grab the ruler sitting nearby to make sure it's straight. Well, looks like it aligned itself. It's already straight. I put the sheet on top, pull the heat press down, and hold it for around 15 seconds. I let go, and carefully take the sheet off, revealing just how perfect that P is. I must say, Mr. Ingalls, I usually have to tilt it, but that really wasn't needed. Well, I suppose so. Your skills have come a long way, he nods in reply.
I smile and retrieve the black vinyl. I peel away the panther paw and just manage to perfectly put it in the slot above the P. After that is pressed down, I grab the white claws. This is where it gets tricky. Unlike the other colors, it gets significantly hotter. Maybe an extra sheet is needed? I ask Mr. Ingalls. He doesn't hesitate. He grabs the roll of Teflon and tears another sheet for me to use. The claws may be small, but I'm not taking any chances. I peel them off the vinyl, but they slip and fly up from my hand. I reach out to grab them, but somehow they land perfectly in their slot under the paw before I can do so.
Whoa! Lucky shot, perhaps? Mr. Ingalls teases. Must be, I hesitate in reply. I don't know how else. I look down and check my hand to make sure it's not just my imagination. It looks fine. Maybe it was the adrenaline from the CPR I did earlier reappearing. But no bother. I place the 2 sheets down on top and bring the press down once more. I hold it for 10 seconds this time before lifting it up. And bingo! The first shirt is complete. The off-white color on the shirt really makes it look like it was made in the 80s. I pull it off and inspect it. It may look perfect, but I want to make sure.
You have me to thank for that.
That damn voice again! It's right in my ear now! I lower the shirt and shift my focus out the door. Nicholina? Are you okay? Mr. Ingalls asks, confused. I turn back as soon as I hear him. Sorry, I thought someone was at the door. Oh, I had that feeling when I was ill. I heard a lot of the class who's absent has felt it. My eyes widen as soon as I hear that. Could it be possible he still barely had it and he didn't know? That could explain why I'm the only one here. But let's get the next couple of shirts going, shall we? He continues. I nod. Absolutely.
We go through 3 more shirts like clockwork, everything falling into place. I don't even need to measure. By the time the last shirt of the bunch is done, it's 10:10, 5 minutes before the end of class. I think we'll hold off here for today, Nicholina. You did a very good job. Thanks, Mr. Ingalls, I reply, exhausted but proud. I go to grab my stuff from my desk and make my way to the classroom door to wait for the bell. You can go, Nicholina. Take care of yourself today, okay? Mr. Ingalls shoots to me, prompting me to immediately change my mind. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Ingalls. You as well, I stammer before walking out of the room and into the hallway.
I make my way through the corridor across from the room, which houses the spiritware shop and the workout room. I was there frequently with my gym class last semester. I don't usually take this route to my math class, but it is faster from what I know, so I take the chance. Through its doors lies the elevator and a few select lockers. The stairs on the other end I take make it look like a secret passage. Honestly, the coolest part of the school's layout in my mind. I go up the next set of stairs just above, which lead to the top floor and the drama classroom. I quickly peek in as I walk by, and see a class of 9th graders lined up to leave. It's full compared to my comm tech class. Weird. But no less, Mr. Tony gives me a wave as I peek in. I cheerfully wave back, also giving a nod to a couple girls in there. I recognize them from the fall dance in September. They wave back too.
I make my way up the stairs beside the room, take a few steps, and head down another flight of them leading to my math class. I arrive just as the bell rings. I move off to the side as another full class, this one of 10th graders, make their way out. The amount of times I've done this the last couple years is unreal. Riley and Kira happen to be in this class. I catch sight of them as they walk out. Both turn away from the pack to greet me. Good to see you, Nikki, Riley cheerfully speaks before reaching out for a fist bump. I oblige her and give a fist bump of my own. By the way, nice job saving that man at the crosswalk, Kira brings up. My ears perk up. How the hell could these two have seen me do that? Yeah, I don't know how you did it, but everyone on the bus was talking about it, Riley continues. Oh, why thank you, girls, I stammer in reply, unsure what to make of the praise. No problem. If you can save him, and if you can motivate us, maybe there's more people you can help, Kira continues. Good luck with your next class. Thank you, girls, I reply before the two head down the hallway.
I turn to walk into the classroom and find Mrs. Jensen marking some papers. Must have been a test for the last one, I'd reckon. I take my seat without her noticing. A minute passes by before she looks up. I'm playing my carding game on my phone. Oh my God! Jensen exclaims before putting her right hand on her chest. Nicholina, how long have you been sitting there? I start laughing. You didn't hear my footsteps? I got out of comm tech a little earlier than usual. Oh, I see. I'm not used to seeing you so early in class. She chuckles. She certainly has a point. It was only this year that I got into one of her classes. She's the one teacher I've always wanted. No matter a lot of my classmates have high regards for her.
So how was your first class? It was quiet, but good. Yet Mr. Ingalls and I were the only ones there, I reply. Really? That's a first. Yeah, it's never happened to me either. I heard from him that the good majority of the class is sick, I explained further. Goodness me. Well, I hope everyone gets better soon. This is not normal. I nod in agreement. I scan the room. It's 1 minute before the bell rings, and no one else has shown up. Same here. And it looks like no one else might show up here either. I continue as my stomach drops again. Mrs. Jensen scans the room herself. Oh my god. The bell rings as we give each other concerning looks.
Hang tight, Nicholina, she says before getting up from her desk and heading for the PA speaker in the room. She hits the call button for the main office. Miss Collins, do you have a moment? She asks. Absolutely, Mrs. Jensen. Go ahead. A voice over the speaker says. That's Miss Collins, the school's vice principal. Only one student has shown up to my second period class today. What happened to the other students? Oh, I completely forgot to let you know about them. Sorry, Collins replies. Almost all of them are away because of family emergencies. My ears perk up as I hear this. I turn around in my seat and listen more closely. Okay, I heard Mr. Ingalls had the same issue, Jensen continues. That is true, Miss Collins shoots back. Well, thanks for reaching out. I hope you can manage. Thank you, Mrs. Collins, Jensen says back before taking her finger off the call button.
The second she starts walking back to her desk, my phone starts vibrating. I pull it out and notice someone's trying to call me. But there's no number. No name. Just a dark purple screen. There's no way I'm answering it. But the red decline call button's not there. Who knows what kind of idiot is on the other end. I put it back in my pocket. As Jensen returns to her desk, a voicemail is being left on my phone.
Wake up! Wake up! All who read you are corrupt. Tear them apart. Kill the system. Wake up! Wake up!
A deep voice says while suddenly turning up my phone's volume. Afterwards, it abruptly hangs up. I start shaking. I remember all too well the student walkout that happened last year when education cuts were made. This can't be a repeat, can it? Nicholina? Mrs. Jensen asks. Was that your phone? Yes, I reply, still shaking. I didn't play that! Ah, okay. Maybe you could get it checked out after class? I'll see, I say back. She nods and grabs a couple stapled pieces of paper to give to me. You can go ahead and review our next unit. You don't need to fill anything out. Sure thing, Mrs. Jensen. Thank you, I say before taking the papers from her.
Geometry is our next unit in class. My favorite one in math, alongside fractions. This is an intro assignment which I am familiar with from last year, but may take a little time to relearn the answers. But hey, experience is what counts. Half an hour passes by as I do so. Turns out I do remember the answers, but credit comes where it's due. I take out my binder and write a few notes about it. Not that I intend to cheat. I return the papers soon after, and decide to take a glance out the window. I see a pair of dark purple leather boots on the curb in front of the Willet. They're neatly placed. like winter boots on a front door mattress. Do one of the doctors there own those? If so, they should bring them inside.
I give them no more thought, but I hope their owner can be found. I turn back to sit down at my desk. I think about pulling my phone out and playing my game. But I don't want to get another one of those calls. Giving myself the creeps just thinking about it. Instead, I open my binder and take out a couple pieces of paper I brought along. I usually do this in case I want to draw. I put the paper on top of the back of my binder, plus a spare piece of lined paper. I don't want to scratch up the desk. I start drawing myself, but I'm not sure where to take this. I could do myself in school spirit gear again, but maybe I've overdone it. I spend several minutes thinking it over. Then I'm reminded of the man I saved earlier. I could implement that retirement home worker alongside the man, but I've rarely done 3 people in a drawing. The only one been when I've done the 3 Mario princesses. They're easy to do. But this new idea? Damn, I could use some practice.
I erase myself and start anew. I redraw myself so it looks like I'm performing CPR. Then draw a couple stick figures to represent the man and the worker. I'm struggling to remember exactly how they look. Maybe the stick figures will be good enough for now.
There will be faces you won't remember, but others you could very well.
The voice returns. I look up from my desk. Ugh, this is getting irritating now. I'm still slightly on edge from that voicemail, but now this comes up? Good grief. But at least it gives me an excuse to look at the clock. It reads 11:30, 5 minutes before lunch. This sure feels like a quick day, now that I realize it. I put my drawing in my binder. I'll save it for when I get home.
I get up from my desk and begin to make my way towards the door. Nicholina, Mrs. Jensen calls out. Before you go, I need to share something with you. I turn around and walk over to her desk. What's going on? There's a chance school will be closed tomorrow, so this possibly could be the last class before the 2-week break. Didn't I hear that when I got here this morning? What the hell am I missing? Okay. I stammer in reply, not sure what to say. If that is the case, I do hope you enjoy your March break and stay healthy. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Jensen. You as well. I respond before returning to the door to wait for the bell. I take out my phone and see Mom has already messaged me. Hey, I'm here. Can we talk when you get to the car? It says. I respond back with, sure thing. Mrs. Jensen likely already told me. I get no reply. The bell rings, and I walk out of the room as I put my phone back in my pocket.
I head down the stairs into my locker. There's butterflies in my stomach as I close up my locker and head for the alumni hall doors, where Mom is waiting. I open the passenger side door and gently put my backpack down before slowly getting in and closing the door. Hi, Mom. I greet with some reluctance. Hey, buddy. How was it today? She asks. A little weird, but alright. Weird? What happened? I was the only one to be in both of my classes today. Really? She replies in shock. Is everyone okay? Mr. Ingalls and Mrs. Jensen told me that a lot of the students have family emergencies. My mother turns to face the front window, thinking to herself. Mom? I ask. So you must already know, she responds, her tone lightening up. Yes, schools might be closed tomorrow, and for the week after March break.
Mm-hmm. She replies with a nod. Bummer that I may not step inside the school for another 2 whole weeks. The intersection where I saved the man is cleared, and traffic is back to smooth sailing. I hope he's doing alright. So I started with helping make t-shirts for the rugby teams. I start recapping my day to lighten things up a little more. Oh, very nice. Must be a bit of work, I'd reckon. Yep. We got around 4 shirts done. Excellent. And math? Oh, I reviewed the next unit and drew a bit during then. I continue. That's alright. I mean, gotta do what you can when you're the only one there. Absolutely. But I did get a strange voicemail on my phone. Her eyes widen. Did you respond to it? No, I reply. Good. Scams have been on the rise recently.
I nod in acknowledgement. We are passing by the car wash leading to a set of sharp turns that surround another farm. This one, with 3 red barns, with olive green shingles, a field for cows, and a couple grain silos at the back surrounded by worn down wood fences. Another part of living in this part of town I love so much. As we get closer to the turns, however, I glimpse at something lying at the side of the road. Must be another dead skunk. Those things stink up the air big time. But the closer we drive to it, that shape is no damn skunk.
Oh my god! I whisper shout to myself. What? What is it, honey? Mom replies. Can you pull the car over, please? I ask. My brain is going haywire. Mom pulls the car over in the middle of the second turn. After we stop, we glance over and my mom turns pale. A young woman is lying at the side of the road. She doesn't look like she's moving. Honey, I'll call 911. You? Before she can finish, I'm already out of the car. I slam the door shut and race over to the other side. Thankfully, there's no other cars passing by.
I kneel down as I get to the woman. She's around my age with dirty blonde hair. Her eyelids are just as purple as the man's. And is her skin paler than the man's, or is it just the sunlight reflecting off? I check her pulse. Oh no, oh no, no. It's more faint, yet somehow she's still conscious. No, she barely manages to get out, while also barely raising her right hand. I got you. Just hang in there, I respond, beginning CPR on her straight away. All the adrenaline from before comes back, but my compressions look to be a bit more slow, but more spot on. I don't have the benefit of a defibrillator though. Yet no matter how hard I press, the woman seems to be slipping a little further away. No. There's no way in hell I'm gonna lose her.
I don't even think. I stop the compressions and scoop her up in my arms. I run back across to the car and fling the backseat door open. I gently put her inside. I close the door and hop in on the other side, dashing like how I sprinted in my track and field meets in elementary school. Honey, what are you doing? Just go, Mom! Go! I call out before fastening my seatbelt. Mom doesn't hesitate. She puts the car in drive and we pull out from the left side of the road. We make a sharp turn and head back to town in the other lane. I lean over to bring the woman a little closer to me. I get her close enough to where my seatbelt won't break under the strain. My compressions continue to hit the spot despite some bumps on the road. When we pass by the Willet and the school, I go in for a couple breaths. yet I miss them. Damn it.
I try again. This time I get them. But at this point, the woman has fallen unconscious. I check her pulse again as my own races as fast as we're getting through traffic. It may be lunchtime, but holy, it's not too busy. Her pulse is about to give up. It's only like one beat every 30 seconds now. I've been doing all I can. We head down a hill under a train bridge, passing by the Presbyterian church. Her almost limp body almost slips from my hands. I just catch her as her head was about to hit the floor. Then down another hill we go, leading to downtown Paris. We turn left at the intersection by the Arlington Hotel. I resume compressions as we cross the bridge across the river. My arms are beginning to give out at this rate. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up.
Please stay with me. I whimper to the woman. I feel the tears welling up in my eyes. The woman's body is so pale. The purple around her eyes is almost black. I try a few more compressions, but my arms barely push them in. I get a couple more breaths in too. Those don't work either. As we make our way up the hill towards the fire station, I grasp her hands tight, hoping to at least give whatever life she has left some comfort. I've given up. Turning at the lights, I can hear a gasp. Is that her last breath? Has Mom realized the end had come? I look down at her, tears now dripping from my eyes.
Another gasp. I can't believe it. How is she still holding on? This must be a dream. There might be a chance, I blurt out to Mom. She nods and keeps her eyes on the road, now turning onto the street by the new auto shop. After the turn, my hands begin to glow as I hold on to the woman. She lets out another gasp of air, then another, and then another. How is this happening? Her skin is slowly going back to its tan coloration. She opens her eyes as the glow around my hand subsides. My own widen as the light blue beauty of them pokes through the slowly fading darkness around them. Oh my god! I mutter under my breath. The scream. The scream. The woman slowly speaks.
My tears drip onto the woman's cream-colored shirt. I slowly let go of her hands, then lay her down and stuff my face into my own in disbelief.
Ah! She's alive, Mom! She's alive!
I call out. No way. My mother responds, also coming to realize the revelation. I suppose you were right in taking her in our own vehicle. The woman was on death's door. I look over at her as we pass by a plaza with a restaurant and a mini golf course. The screen. The screen. She says again. I don't know what she means by that. No less. I grasp onto her hands again and comfort her. We'll get you to the hospital soon, I gently say. But how were my hands able to glow like that? Just how?
It takes another 10 minutes, but after passing beneath an underpass containing Highway 403, then going down a hill by a Catholic high school a relative of mine teaches at, we make a left turn to see a crimson brick behemoth with the ever iconic H. It's Brantford General Hospital. It's not too big like other major hospitals I've been to, and doesn't do high-level medical operations like cancer treatment. It'll definitely need to be upgraded or replaced sometime, but it's good for now for what it's worth. We pull into the receiving bay, which is relatively small. I hop out and wave down a nearby paramedic. Sir! Sir! I call out. He rushes over, and his expression tells me all I need to know. What's the emergency? He asks, calm but urgent. My mother and I found a woman at the side of the road near my home. We didn't think to call you guys because we were out in the middle of the countryside, so we brought her here. I respond, with my adrenaline starting to wane down.
Without responding, he walks over to the car and sees the woman. While I indeed saved her, her skin is still somewhat pale. You did the right thing, kid, he then says before whistling over to a couple paramedics in the vicinity. They wheel in a stretcher from the ambulance in front of the doors. I scoop the woman out of the car with their help. He then motions for his colleagues to wheel her inside. You're the one who helped the man at the crosswalk, right? Yes I was. I respond, a little loud. Well then, you must have had a busy morning. Admittedly so, I say back. The woman almost died in my arms on the way here. Her eyes were all purple. Her skin was completely pale, like a ghost. And her pulse was very weak.
Huh. The paramedic says, a little concern in his voice. That sounds like the man you helped save. I can't say no to that. I just hope whatever this is, it'll blow by quickly. Even schools in Paris are closing for a couple weeks just in case. I'm not surprised. Brantford's got some cases too, so schools here will be shutting their doors as well. So Brantford's in this too. Goodness me. And I thought the large amount of absences at school today was scary enough. Oh man, I reply, now a little more somber. I really do hope you guys stay safe. Hey, I appreciate it, kid. You as well. The paramedic responds before heading for the bay doors. One other thing. You're a hero in your own right.
I smile at his comment as he heads inside. I've been called that a lot too. But really, I'm just happy the woman is safe. Who knows if I'll see her again, though. No less, I head back to the car and hop in the front seat. That was nice, Mom comments as she puts the car in drive. Absolutely, Mom, I reply. It's not often I interact with anyone in this type of work. Yeah, but then again, I can't believe how brave you were. In the sense of saving someone? Yes, I say back, slightly confused.
I'm not sure if it could be worth more than just my simple words of encouragement. But maybe there is something more to it. I mean, you could be a paramedic if you want to, Mom teases as we drive out of the bay. I'm good. Not all heroes are like that, you know. True, she responds. Now what do you say we head home and get those clothes washed? Sure thing, I answer. On the ride home, the voice returns.
Your path only grows from here.
I can only nod this time, as now the gravity sets in. I go silent for the remainder of the ride and look outside at the now partly cloudy sky. What is this voice trying to tell me? How could it know the road I'm on?